Hey everyone and welcome to the channel. My name is Ash and today I'm going to be doing a review for the Smurfs mission Vileaf on the Xbox platform. So this was released on the 5th of November 2021. It's developed by Osome Studio and it's published by Microids. And this is a 3D platforming game based on the classic kids sort of comic and cartoon series The Smurfs. And honestly, I was extremely surprised by how fantastic this game turned out to be. I wasn't expecting it to be anywhere near as good as it is, but it is an extremely fun, really nice looking and very capable platformer. So the description is: go on an adventure to save your forest. In a dusty grimoire, the wizard Gargamel just put his hands on the formula of an evil plant, the Vileaf. So this plant produces VILETRAP seeds, which can attract and imprison Smurfs. But these plants are also a great danger for the forest, as they are toxic. And so Papa Smurf decides to ask some of his fellow Smurfs to help him find the ingredients for a super powerful antidote for all the plants sick from the Vileaf. And thanks to the SMURFIZER, an invention from Handy Smurf, you get to go on an adventure to find the ingredients and free your fellow Smurfs and save the whole village. So yeah, you basically get a sort of vacuum sort of gun on your back, called the SMURFIZER, which you use to basically spread sort of antidote over all of the infected plants and the items in the forest. You use this as well to sort of eventually navigate the levels better. So when you first start you can just spray, but then later on you've got the ability to sort of hover and then sort of dash with this, do sort of jump smashes onto the floor, and you can level these up as well. So you go to Handy Smurf after you collect items on each of the levels, and you can then upgrade the backpack to have more abilities and stuff like that, to be much more capable in what you're doing. Now the levels themselves are pretty big. There's lots of save points though, and if you do die you don't really lose much. If you've got a lot of health, if you sort of miss a jump or anything, you just go back to the last checkpoint. If you run out of all of your hearts, you just sort of go back to the end of that area, like the beginning of that area, and you start again. You're not going to lose like your entire game progress or anything like that. Now the game itself is pretty straightforward but highly satisfying. Running around the area, like here I'm just sort of trying to make Papa Smurf sneeze for an achievement. It's a secret achievement. You have to make him sneeze by sort of blowing stuff in his face or cough. There you go, I got him. But you start the game off, you learn the abilities as you go, and then you come to the Smurf village, which is sort of like the middle hub, and that is split into different areas. There are multiple areas in the games, all sort of different themes. So there's the woods, there's the Smurf village, there's a castle entrance, and then you go into the castle. There's like Gargamel's lair, and then there's like a murky swamp. And in each of these levels, when you're originally playing through the story, you play as different Smurfs. So there's like Brainy Smurf and Smurfette and stuff like that. So you play as different ones in different sections. And then when you get to the end of the game, you are able to sort of free place. You can go back to any area in the game. You can teleport around to 100% the game by collecting all the hidden items, clearing all of the infected plants and stuff to fully clear it, clearing up the Smurf village, fully upgrading your SMURFIZER and all your abilities. And yeah, I thought that was really cool. So I finished the game on the standard difficulty. It took me about 4 hours, I'd say, 4 or 5 hours, just for the story gameplay. but because there isn't a huge amount of levels, that in the areas there are sort of like mini sections, and it's split up quite well into like different sections, and they normally end with you saving a Smurf, and you basically have to heal the hearts around these plants to sort of release the Smurfs that are encased. Now, going back and getting all the secret items, like you can see on the screen, there are presents, there are lots of plants you have to spray to clear, and there are sort of mushrooms you have to do in a time limit to unlock other items and collectibles. And you can go back and do them at any time once you've completed the game, and you can switch between which Smurf you want to use as well. There's a nice menu option which shows you all of the available areas. It tells you exactly what sort of percentage you're at before you start the game, like on each area, so you can see how much has been healed. You can see how many of each item you've got, like collectibles, so you know if there's anything missing. It's a really, really, really well done platform. Like I said, I was extremely surprised at how good it was. And then if you're looking at the pictures right now, it looks really, really nice. Now there is supposed to be an Xbox Series X and S enhanced version coming in the future. Whether you get that for free for owning the Xbox One version, I don't know, but I played just the standard Xbox One version on an Xbox Series X console via backwards compatibility. I had no problem at all. It looked great. It was all fully voice acted. There were loads of different enemies and plants that attack you and stuff, and they're all varied, and they all have different ways that you're able to interact with them to beat them. So some of them involve you having to spray them with the antidote. Some you have to like knock away their levels, tiers, to then get them. Some you have to jump on their head. Some you have to sort of scare out and then jump on them. One of them you have to suck its eye out from its like shell and then fire it back at it. So there's a whole like variety of ways to deal with the combat, which was added more to the game as well. Now, towards the end of the game, it does get it ramps up a bit, especially when you get to sort of Gargamel's lair. There are sections where you have to basically avoid being seen by hiding behind things and stuff, which was a nice touch. And then there's sections where you're basically being chased and you have to get to the end without being caught by a light, basically. Now, when you're trying to get all of the collectibles and heal everything, it does make it rather awkward. So I found it, I just thought I'll play through it just to get the story done, and then I went back and I've gone back and I've started to clear up all the missing collectibles and making sure I'm healing everything as well. Now there are 3 difficulty options: easy, medium and hard. I would highly recommend you just play through it on hard difficulty, because there is an achievement for every level that you complete the game on. So like if you complete it on hard, you get an achievement. You complete it on medium, or if you complete it on easy, but they are stackable, so if you complete it on hard you will get them all. And to be fair, I played it on a medium because I started and got a few levels in before I realised that there was an achievement for it, and it wasn't a difficult game at all. There are some tricky sections, mainly just caused by sort of not the best camera at times when you're trying to do jumps, and towards the end, like with Gargamel's sections, it is a bit more tricky. But I mean, it wasn't hard, it was just you had to restart a few times for being caught on the escape sections. But I really enjoyed, like I say, I mean, I haven't watched or done anything about the Smurfs since I was a kid, but I enjoyed the game. The story is sort of self-contained, so you don't really need to be a big fan of the Smurfs to understand what is going on there. But you're in for a really good treat. Like I say, it's a very well done 3D platform. It definitely gave me vibes of sort of the PS2 era sort of platformers I remember.